But Kevin Stallings told us today how concerned he was with second chance points for the Salukis, and SIU's hitting the glass very hard on the offensive end.
In the first meeting, it resulted in 24 points for Southern Illinois, so you've got to take that away from them. The big part of their offense is rebounding and their defense generating easy baskets.
And you just saw the first turnover of the game against SIU.
And that was really an unforced turnover, just a poor handle of the basketball.
Kevin Stallings' team has lost 5 games here at home. But he's done an excellent job of just keeping the ship floating along with all of the injuries he's had and the young team he's had. He lost all those seniors last year. But the turnovers so far, the Redbirds have turned it over 4 times. This is Bryson. Good job of the Salukis of working over the screen.
Very good defense. Good hands by Thunell. Very active on the basketball.
I cannot believe this is the same team from a year ago. And nothing against Rich Herron, who won a lot of games at SIU and a lot of championships. It's just the way they're playing now. It is 180 degrees different than they played a year ago.
No, you're absolutely right. Rich Herron built a terrific tradition of basketball at Southern Illinois. And Bruce Weber's come in and trying to take it to the next level.
And with defense, Jenkins slashing. A missed 3, and Riley with hustle for the Redbirds.
You know, Mitch, I think it's much harder to take great defensive guys and try to turn them into offensive players. And they may not have the offensive skill to do so. But it's not easy either to take offensive guys that don't want to guard and turn them into defensive stoppers. It's a mentality, it's effort, it's work ethic, and that's what Bruce Weber has brought.
And Debbie, I need to ask you, is now a foul called in the double team. James Watts fouling underneath, and Bruce Weber with somewhat of a facetious chuckle on the call. We're going to step aside. Kevin Stallings in his 6th season at Illinois State, 4 of the 6 years, 20-win seasons. But today his team trails early by 4. Back at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois, the Redbirds trailing Southern Illinois 16-12. These two teams played just 8 days ago.
Southern Illinois coming out on the top end of that, but look at the rebounding advantage. That's what we talked about being the key in the game, is how well Illinois State could control the basketball and control the boards.
Bruce Weber's team not shooting it well. They're just 6 of 17, but when you play defense like they've been playing, you lead by 4 and shooting only 6 of 17. Watkins off balance, can't get the roll. Pearson's over the back of Chris Thunell. Kenneth Pearson, he's battled knee problems his entire career, and now has to give Illinois State a sub off the bench in the middle.
And this is terrific defense right here by Watts on the interior. He doesn't get a chance to front Watkins, but he makes him take a left-handed half hook shot. That's not a shot that Illinois State wants Leroy Watkins to take, and there's the turnover by Southern Illinois on the out-of-bounds play. Miscommunication by the Salukis, and Bruce Weber can't believe it. You know, that's twice they've turned the ball over with unforced errors.
Yeah, this was a serve right into the net. An end-line violation on Southern Illinois. And Debbie, there was not an Illinois State player within 60 feet of the inbounds.
No, they're already past midcourt, setting up their half-court D, and now Jenkins and Bryson having a few words on the out-of-bounds lineup.
Illinois State's struggling to get shots up. They've only attempted 9. Watkins underneath has the ball slip out of his hands. And a tough shot over a double team by Leroy Watkins. He has 4.
That's just terrific individual work inside by Watkins.
2-point Saluki lead. The crowd trying to get the Redbirds fired up on a turnover by Jenkins. Leroy Watkins, he works very hard here, and when he didn't have it initially, he got it on the second try.
You got to remember, he's a lefty, and he's harder to guard on the interior with his size. Muscles through, knifes through the defense. And there you see him being a leader on the floor, encouraging his defense.
2 consecutive turnovers by the Salukis. They have 3 for the game, and SIU still with a 2-point lead as we near the midway point of the first half. Again, they isolate Watkins. Bryson's been quiet. Collum. Hartnell re-steals it. 1 second to shoot. They lost track of the shot clock. And Illinois State is going to challenge this. Illinois State is going to say Collum had possession and they should have reset the shot clock. Did Collum have possession of the ball is the question here.
Yeah, I'm not sure he did have possession. He tried to save it. It looked like it. Depends on how you're going to record it. As a steal, that's possession.
Did not have possession of the ball.
I don't think the Redbird fans are in agreement with the call.
I'll guarantee you Stallings is in agreement, and here it is.
Let's take another look at Ricky Collum right there out of the passing lane. Oh, that's possession of the basketball right there. Now that you get a chance to take a second look of it at it, I think Kevin Stallings is absolutely right. Look how hard he's coaching on the sideline, working his defense.
Schrader, they leave him open, and Schrader makes him pay with a three.
That's just a terrific screen by Watts. The big guy moving without the basketball helps get Schrader open.
The Salukis lead by 5. Southern Illinois making it tough to score. SIU 4 from 9 from three-point range. Bryson, Short, and Thunell, a terrific rebounder, 4th in the conference with the board. Good defense by Watkins. Birds want to push it. Cartmill out of control. This will be an offensive foul on Kyle Cartmill.
Cartmill did not have the numbers, and Pearson did not sprint the floor so that he could get the ball back. Look at Cartmill. He wants to give it back to Pearson, but Thunell with terrific defensive position gets his feet set. And we know Bruce Weber told us last night in practice that he keeps a work hard chart. A work hard chart would count charges, deflections, diving on the floor for a loose ball.
Yeah, stuff that's not in the line at the end of the game.
Right. Exactly.
9 minutes left in the half. Southern Illinois with possession up 5. Cross. Tilman banks it in. Good angle by Tilman. He has 4. And Kevin Stallings' team needs a bucket.
You got to get the high-low combination going. There's the pass from Riley up top.
Cross was trying to defend Watkins, and that's a tough matchup for SIU.
Derrick Tilman only gives you 6.5 points and 4.5 boards a game. But watch right here the position he gets on Riley. Riley gets caught on the high side, and Tilman drop steps to the bucket.
Riley steps out and drains it. Sean Riley, his first points of the game. He had 17 8 days ago against Southern Illinois, and that's the 7-footer's first bucket. 21-16 Southern. Collum with 15 to shoot. Good defense this time by the Redbirds. See if they flatten it out, let Collum work. Jenkins, Schrader. Tilman, blocked from behind by Riley. And this is going to go, I believe, to Illinois State. It's going to be a foul, I believe, on Southern Illinois.
Well, Ricky Collum recognizes the shot clock's running down, so they get the ball to Jenkins so he can create. Schrader misses, but on the weak side. Look at Tilman go to work and cross on the offensive glass. Terrific hustle by Southern Illinois.
The foul was on Illinois State. It was on Sean Riley. That's his second personal foul. So the foul not on SIU, but on ISU. 5-team fouls on the Redbirds. And Riley has to set down with his 2 fouls. Joshua Cross gets the roll on the second free throw. And with 2 in-state rivals, and with the way the Valley is right now, a lot of emotion and intensity in Normal, Illinois today. Mitch Holt is back along with Debbie Antonelli. We're at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois, where Southern Illinois leads Illinois State 23-16. Let's take a look at our current Missouri Valley Conference standings, brought to you by Prairie Farms, serving Mid-America quality fresh dairy products every day. Jim Cruz and Evansville trying to get spacing at the top. It's hard to do. He won 2 road games this week. He's now 10-3. They won at Southwest Missouri last night. Bradley, Jim Molinari's team, right behind him at 9-4. SMS has slipped to 8-5, but there are 7 teams right now, including the Redbirds at 5-7, who still have a shot in this thing. But we do need to compliment Evansville and what they did this week with 2 tough road wins at Wichita State and at SMS. And they have 2 more tough road games this week at Indiana State and Southern Illinois, and a 3-pointer hit by the Salukis. It's Ricky Collum with the bucket for the Salukis, and now all of a sudden a 10-point lead.
Illinois State is shooting at 58% from the floor. They're not getting any field goal attempts, or getting enough, because the Southern Illinois defense is taking them out of rhythm and out of their flow.
Now, Debbie, let me get these numbers right. Illinois State is shooting nearly 60% and trailing by 10.
That's right, Mitch, because I can't look at the sloppy handle of the basketball right there by Victor Williams. Because Southern Illinois is making them work at the offensive end. They're making it tough for them and contesting everything.
Tilman blocked by Watkins. Leroy Watkins' 128th career block, 3rd in the league behind Danny Moore, and Doug Swenson swats one into the student section.
Monte Jenkins gives it up to Tilman. That's just a terrific defensive play by Watkins.
What a great shot blocker he is. Excellent anticipation. Cross is going to get a layup.
The Cross is very good at maneuvering on the baseline, knows how to use his body, and is terrific at getting to the open spot.
Illinois State wants a timeout. A 20-second timeout by Kevin Stallings. Interesting chat with Kevin today that we had with him, Debbie, because he's in uncharted waters. This guy has never lost in his life. From Biddy Ball to junior high to high school to junior college to Purdue as a coach to Kansas to Illinois State. He's never lost, and right now he's 5-7 in the league, and it's driving him crazy.
Especially when you know that at a point this year you were 10-3, and then all the injuries started to happen. 7 of your top 8 guys have been hampered by some sort of injury at some point during the course of the season, and it's tough to get in rhythm.
Take a look at what they've done in the league back-to-back. Missouri Valley Conference regular season championships and tournament championships in that 2-year span that had never been done in league history prior to the last 2 years. And keep in mind, this is the 2nd oldest conference west of the Mississippi River.
Southern Illinois has really extended their defense. They are out in the passing lanes, and they are contesting everything.
Rebounding, big lead for Southern Illinois, 14-7.
And watch Leroy Watkins on the weak side. Look how he flashes to the basketball. Okay, Sean Riley's got to get out of the way right there. He steps out on the perimeter, and then that's what Illinois State wants. One-on-one with Watkins inside. He makes a terrific dribble move to get to the free throw line.
Leroy Watkins, 62% at the line for the season.
You know, Mitch, when teams are overplaying and they're gambling in the passing lanes, you've got to have great spacing, and you've got to look to beat them backdoor. Illinois State's got to spread the floor against Southern Illinois in the half court at the offensive end.
Good point, but SIU's also got that help side defender kind of snooping around there too. But Illinois State has been so good at backdoor cuts and getting buckets that way the last couple of years. And speaking of backdoor cuts, Thunell underneath. Jenkins, how high did he get? Monte Jenkins with a tip.
Jenkins just reads the angle on the glass from the top of the key. A terrific spot to get to the offensive boards from. And he's so athletic, quick off his feet. And again, he's guarding the best offensive player for Illinois State and giving Tyrese Bryson all he can handle.
Watkins underneath with an easy layup. Collum wasn't able to help.
Better spacing. Illinois State's offense was up above the free throw line to take the help side away.
What about second chance points? Something that Kevin Stallings was worried about.
9-2 in favor of Southern Illinois right now in second chance points. Southern Illinois is all over the offensive glass.
Salukis lead by 11. We're at 5 minutes in the first half. Crowley had a great look and couldn't knock it down.
He's got to make shots when they get looks like that.
And a carry called against Monte Jenkins, the third unforced turnover of the first half against the Salukis. I mean, here's Southern. They are shooting. Now they're shooting 39%. They've turned it over 5 times, and they lead by 11. If you're out there and want to know how to win basketball games, don't tell me the defense doesn't win basketball games.
No, that's the old adage. I mean, you know, offense sells tickets and defense wins games, and that's exactly what we're seeing right here in Southern Illinois' case.
The Salukis 8 points of their 30 off Redbird turnovers.
And 9 on the offensive glass. So that's 17 of their 30. But second chance points and turnovers.
Riley can't get it down, and he's stripped by Marcaccini. John Andrea Marcaccini.
It's a great Italian name, isn't it?
Sounds like I ought to be ordering an Italian restaurant. I'll have the Marcaccini with the white sauce. Marcaccini, this is Thunell.
Anybody named Antonelli would like Marcaccini.
You can relate. Walking violation on the Salukis. James Watts not so sure of the call. At 4:10 left in the first half, Bruce Weber's team leads 30-19.
Well, you got to remember something about Bruce Weber's team. They only shoot at 41% on the season as an average anyway. They only manufacture about 65 points, so they're not that terrific at the offensive end, but they are very good and stingy on the defensive end.
Debbie, it's an excellent point. They're last in the league in scoring. It's second, however, in scoring defense in the league behind Brad.
Well, that's a terrific shot by Cartmill, who's got to come alive a little bit, but that was very good defense again by Mills.
Deep three, Thunell. Watts works hard. Fouled by Riley, and again, Southern Illinois with a second chance opportunity. And Sean Riley now has 3 fouls.
And this is where Illinois State misses L.D. Murdoch, because L.D. is terrific on the offensive glass, or on the defensive glass as well. Riley just loses Watts. Watts keeps the ball active, comes up with the offensive rebound, and I can tell you right now, L.D. Murdoch, and having spoken to him before the game, Mitch, which you and I did, he wants to play so bad. He was having terrific numbers this year, particularly in conference play.
Out of Columbus, Kansas, down in southeast Kansas, started his career at Missouri, and then transferred into this Illinois State program and was having quite an effect.
He hasn't had his surgery yet. Still waiting for the swelling to get out of his knee. But he'll have a chance to rehab and get back ready for next year.
Boy,
he's got time.
How tough is that rehab?
It's hard. I was talking to Ronald Van Velzen, the shoot-around this morning, and he is way ahead of his rehab.
Official Tilman.
Kevin Stallings trying to figure it out. One way might be Kyle Cartmill, but Southern Illinois' defense has been spectacular so far. Southern Illinois leading Illinois State 31-21, 3:32 left in the first half. Southern Illinois shooting threes.
Well, it's been the defense and their ability to knock down the trays. 5 for 12 here in the first half, a little less than 50%. But 5 of their 11 field goals have been beyond the arc for Southern Illinois.
Be sure, as you take a look at the three-point shooting, 5-2, Jepson trying to answer for Illinois State and Cannon. Monte Jenkins with a good box off and board.
You know, the 2 keys for Illinois State were defending the 3, which they are not doing a very good job of, and keeping Southern Illinois off the offensive glass, and they're not doing a very good job of that either.
Ricky Collum has 3 of the 6 three-point makes for Southern Illinois. 34-21. Bryson slashing. And the Salukis get the board and out in a hurry. Brandon Mills, the only freshman on the team, and Collum Watts. Now, let me ask you this, because in talking yesterday to Bruce Weber, I said, man, if Jonas Salk gets credit for finding a cure for polio, you must have, I mean, he's performed an Old Testament miracle here, getting these guys to buy into this.
It's been incredible. I mean, we've talked about how hard it is to get guys to buy into your system, and you're a new coach, but when you're as energetic and as positive as Bruce Weber is, and all the first class that he brings to the Southern Illinois program, the work ethic, when you see your leader like that, your team is a reflection of that, and that's exactly what we see out of Southern Illinois.
Riley can't finish, but he's fouling. You know what else I like what he said? And I'm saying, how did they do it? He said, Mitch, they were so hungry to win. He saw that this was their ticket to win, and they bought into it. They wanted, they were starved to win.
And you got to remember, they started out 1-4, 0-3 in the conference. They've won 7 of their last 9 conference games. And it has been a terrific transformation. You can't call it unbelievable, but you just see it happening. The guys were, the personnel that he had was good enough to win. He just had to get him believing in his system, and he's done a terrific job of that. You know, one thing I heard him talking about with his team yesterday is playing with passion. Well, that man right there, Bruce Weber, coaches with passion.
And the guy who was right, Matt Painter, played with passion for the Boilermakers of Purdue. 2 Purdue guys going at each other today, these 2 coaches. As Ryan Crowley gets his first bucket or first point of the game.
And here comes the full court pressure by Illinois State, the first time we've seen this.
It's Illinois State trying to create some offense with defense.
You know, Kevin Stallings can't do everything that he likes to do in his scheme because of the injuries and because of their lack of depth. There's a delayed call, but a terrific call.
Give Paul Castor credit, the official, as an elbow thrown by James Watts, offensive foul, his second.
Well, watch Watts, he's trying to clear some space there. He just levels Pearson from the different angle under the basket. Pearson does a great job of selling it as well, but there's no question Watts was trying to gain an advantage by lowering his shoulder.
It is the 7th team foul on Southern Illinois, but it was committed with possession of the ball, meaning no 1 plus the penalty for Illinois State. Redbirds trailing by a dozen at the 2-minute mark of the half.
And look for Illinois State to stay in that press when they score.
Watkins pushed out a little far that time.
So you've got to score to be able to press. Southern Illinois is really doing a great job of running the floor and beating Illinois State to the box.
Tilman. Ricky Collum out of Racine, Wisconsin. Gets the roll on the 3. Collum has 12, all on 3-point bombs from bonus distance. He had 21 against Creighton in a win in Carbondale. He had 3 in the span of a minute. And SIU remains hot beyond the arc.
7 for 14. Jefferson just got schooled on that one.
Redbirds need something from Bryson. He had a 3 early and hasn't scored since. Ricky Collum got the shooter's roll.
Take a look right here how Collum uses his dribble to create some space to back Jefferson off. Jefferson caught with his hands down. You can never do that against a 3-point shooter. You've got to stay active on the basketball, and Collum takes advantage of it.
Holding foul is going to be called against Southern Illinois' Monte Jenkins. That is the first foul on Jenkins. This will be now 1-1 for Southern Illinois. Be sure and stay tuned at the conclusion of today's game when we show you the Rawlings play of the game. It might be one of Bruce Weber's guys, or it might be an Illinois State Redbird. Stay tuned as we'll show you the Rawlings play of the game. There was the Rawlings Coach of the Year last year in the league. Kevin Stallings is a free throw hit by Tyrese Bryson.
We don't even want to begin to talk about who could be Coach of the Year this year. There's so many candidates. The league is unbelievable how it's so balanced and parity. You never know on any given night. You can't mail anything in this league. You better bring your A game.
Every night, Palmore Road. And we've talked about it on our telecast throughout the year. The league has changed. It changed drastically from week to week. Southern, it looked like Southwest Missouri was in great position for a while. And they found out, you know, it's been tough for them. Creighton, same way. And now here is Jim Cruz in Evansville sitting up top with a 10-3 record. But they have 2 more road games this week.
Well, the league RPI is 7, ahead of the Big 12, ahead of the Atlantic 10.
And an article this week in Sports Illustrated featuring the Missouri Valley Conference and the rise that it's taken. As at the line hitting a free throw, Derrick Tilman in the first front end of a 1-1. But now all of a sudden, in that article, it was alluded to maybe the Missouri Valley Conference ought to be clamoring for 4 teams, that no team, or league I should say, that is 7th in the RPI has less than 4 teams in the history of the NCAA tournament.
That is good news for the Valley.
Let's take a look at the RPI. We said 7th, and the Missouri Valley holding firm right behind Conference USA.
There's some good teams ahead of the Missouri Valley, but you can't call them a mid-major when they're ahead of the Big 12 and the A-10.
And again, 7 of the 10 teams in the top 100, including Indiana State, that's at 94. And Evansville's number has gone up with their wins. They're at 64 now in the RPI.
And you got to remember that 64 teams get in the NCAA tournament, so there were 4 teams with 64 or better RPI rating.
Wow, look at the rebounding. Something that was at the top of Kevin Stallings' list on the blackboard and trying to get his team fired up for this game. 39-23, 16-point lead for Southern. We have a minute left to go in the first 20.
Good use of the 20 by Bruce Weber to get his guys refocused. Don't want to give anything back to Illinois State here. You got to continue to make them work. And that's a guy they want taking a shot. Victor Williams, not known as a three-point threat. Southern Illinois doing a terrific job of limiting Illinois State's best offensive options.
There's a deep three by Jepson. And Jenkins, the bouncy Monte Jenkins, gets the board for Southern. And now SIU can play for the last shot. The shot clock and game clock about a second-and-a-half difference. So the Salukis can be patient here.
Cartmill is chasing Monte Jenkins behind every screen, trying to stay close.
Leroy Watkins grimacing, holding his shoulder, so he may have an additional injury here. Collum in trouble. A steal by Williams, and a foul's going to be called on Ricky Collum. This will give 1-1 to Illinois State with just under 6 seconds left in the half.
And if they can knock these down, maybe swing the momentum a little bit going into the locker room at halftime. Bruce Weber cannot believe the foul call, but more importantly, that Ricky Collum loses a handle on a basketball trying to set up the last play.
And the turnovers for Southern Illinois in the first half. That was the 9th turnover, and Victor Williams to the line to shoot 1-1.
Southern Illinois has controlled the tempo of this first half with their defense. They've extended, they've helped, they deny. They've really disrupted Illinois State offensively.
Victor Williams, one of the top 2 players coming out of Kansas City last year. The other, Jerron Rush, playing at UCLA right now. Victor Williams has had an up-and-down freshman year, but 2 free throws there gets the Redbirds within 14. A 3 at the buzzer by Cross. He hadn't hit one all year from outside bonus distance. And Southern Illinois. And I wouldn't tell you this is a surprising 14-point lead on the road because of the way they've played the last couple of weeks. But the Salukis playing unbelievable defense. Monte Jenkins and his teammates, a 14-point lead over Watkins and the Redbirds. Southern Illinois with great defense and hitting 7 threes in the first half, leading Illinois State 39-25. Let's take a look at our halftime stats, brought to you by TWA. We want to be your airline.
Mitch, the numbers that jump out at you right away. Look at Southern Illinois from the three-point line and the rebounding margin. Those rebounding numbers are terrific. As a matter of fact, Southern Illinois has more offensive rebounds than Illinois State has rebounds total. Second chance points, 9 versus 2 for Illinois State, and Illinois State's got to make some adjustments.
Bruce Weber, again, what a job he's done. I don't think there's been this big a change since Oprah Winfrey lost all that weight. It's like, boy, have you changed. And Southern Illinois has certainly changed.
Well, it's their defense. Look how they swarm to the basketball. Very active. They help. They double down, and that gets their transition game going. And then in the half-court set, they've made 5 for 11, or 7 for 15 from the three-point line, and Ricky Collum is their leading scorer. But for Illinois State, when they've had a look, and there hasn't been many opportunities, they've been able to knock some shots down. Southern Illinois makes it awfully tough for you, and Leroy Watkins right here goes to work. Terrific individual effort on the offensive glass.
The magic number is 60 for Southern Illinois. Look at this, 9-0 when they hold their opponent to under 60, and they've held Illinois State to 25 in the first half. Now, I went back and looked this up. It took 4 years, 120 games for Southern Illinois in the past to have 9 games under 60 by their opponents. This year they've done it in 1 season. Before it took them 120 games, and Illinois State gets a Leroy Watkins bucket to start the half.
You know, Mitch, that's a great point and a terrific reference as to how far defensively Bruce Weber and his club has come. Look at Illinois State in the half court, stepping it up a little bit defensively. Crowley out in the passing lane. Look how they're pushing Southern Illinois outside the arc. Got to step up their defense and do a better job beyond the arc at defending.
And you just know that Kevin Stallings challenged his team big time at halftime. Desperation three missing. Good defense and rebounding by the Redbirds.
Now they got to take care of business at the offensive end. Got to be sharper, crisp with your passes, head hunt on your screen.
Foul, it's offensive. It's on Leroy Watkins as Chris Thunell trying to deny the post, and Watkins called for the foul.
Chris Thunell is going to take a shot right here. We've already talked about how tough it is to keep Watkins off the block once he gets there. There you see Leroy trying to create some space, using his arms to push off instead of moving his body, and that's why he picks up the foul.
Crowley trying to keep up with Monte Jenkins. Jenkins with 5 in the first half. But a lot of energy and a lot of rebounds. With 6 rebounds in the first half.
So you make Ricky Collum put the ball down on the floor and make him penetrate. He turns into a passer, not a shooter. That's exactly what Illinois State did on that possession.
Schrader runs over Leroy Watkins. It's an offensive foul.
Take a look at the points that Ricky Collum, Joshua Cross, and Derrick Tilman had in the first meeting versus what they're doing here today. Stepping up their offensive productivity.
And on the opposite side, Sean Riley, the 7-footer for Southern Illinois. This is Ricky Collum. Riley at 17. Riley has the ball there. He had 17 the last time, 8 days ago. Today, 3 fouls, 2 points, and he's fouled there by Thunell.
That's the first time that Sean Riley has gotten down on the blocks at 7 feet tall with his back to the basket and tries to score on a low post move. And when you take shots in your offense, you can get to the offensive glass, and Leroy Watkins does a terrific job on the weak side keeping the ball alive.
3 fouls on Thunell. He's the first Saluki to be in foul trouble. Riley at the line with 3 fouls himself. Sean Riley, for a big kid, a terrific free throw shooter, 88%. Only Marcus Wilson as Joshua Cross back in for Thunell. But this kid, Sean Riley, 12th in the nation in free throw shooting. Only Marcus Wilson of Evansville is better in the league, and Wilson shoots 90%. Kevin Stallings has always had good free throw shooting teams.
They're always good at getting to the line. Very aggressive at the offensive end. That's what they need to do to dig out of this hole. 10-point margin now.
And the Redbirds are thinking about getting him back in this game.
You got to play, Mitch. Sometimes you can't look at the scoreboard. You got to get back to your system, and that's what Illinois State needs to do. Trust their offense.
Excellent point. Deep 3, Collum. Had 4 in the first half. Good boy, Bryce.
Last 3 possessions for Southern Illinois, they've come up empty. And there's Ricky Collum with a terrific steal. Just not being sharp. You get a little momentum going, you get a chance to get into single digits. You got to take care of the basketball.
Schrader wide open in the corner. Bryce in his 2nd consecutive rebound.
Illinois State now with their defense has made Southern rush the last 4 possessions. They're getting them up tempo at the offensive end, and they're trying to take command of this game.
Illinois State is doing here early what Southern Illinois did to them in the first half.
And what's important about making a run early is that when you don't have the depth that you're used to having defensively, Kevin Stallings cannot afford to do a lot of pressure. He's got to press situationally because he doesn't have the bodies to do it. And that's why it's important that you spend your energy now trying to get back in it with your half-court defense so that you're not forced to do that in the last 8 to 6 minutes of the basketball game.
Kevin Stallings calls a 20-second timeout. One of the reasons, actually maybe the reason, is the fact that they've had 2 possessions consecutively with a chance to cut the deficit to single digits, and Debbie both times turned it over.
There's no question Kevin Stallings is thinking down the road in this game. Possession basketball. They've got to take better care of it, and you know the adjustments. You can see that his team has stepped it up at the defensive end.
3 minutes into the second half, Southern Illinois leading 39-29, and the rebounding, which was a mismatch in Carbondale in the first half of this game, much different in the second half.
7-1 advantage for Illinois State. And that's turning it around and making the adjustment, coming out of the half, getting it on the glass.
And the Redbirds have 4 second chance points because of it. Now can the Salukis deal with the increased intensity by the Redbirds on defense? 13 to shoot. Schrader fighting against a 5 count. 7 to shoot. Collum against Cartmel. 3 to shoot.
Tough shot.
Great
Defense, Mitch. We both were thinking the same thing. Terrific half-court D.
The Redbirds kind of turning the cannon at Southern Illinois. An offensive foul on Joshua Cross. Bumping Sean Riley to the floor.
Look at Bryson right here, D'ing up Schrader. Almost a 5-second count, as you talked about, Mitch. Look how far Southern Illinois is being pushed out offensively. And then here's the foul on Cross. Riley trying to fight for position inside. Cross picks up a foul.
And that's his third. 2 Salukis now with 3 fouls apiece. It's both Cross and Chris Thunell with 3. Our replay is brought to you by State Farm Insurance, whose world headquarters is in Bloomington, Illinois, part of the Twin Cities of Bloomington and Normal. And a foul on Southern Illinois. And all of a sudden, Illinois State is creeping up there. 4 team fouls on SIU in the second half.
Now, it's not a surprise to see Riley, the 7-footer, step out and try to knock down the 3. He's made 3 of them this season, but he stays active, follows his own shot, keeps the ball alive, and Leroy Watkins is going to get to the free throw line for his effort on the offensive boards. And now Illinois State is crashing the glass.
Joshua Cross, you see him sprint out of your picture. He has 4 personal fouls. They replace him, Bruce Weber does, with Chris Thunell, who has 3 fouls. And all of a sudden that parentheses 3 spot is in jeopardy for Southern Illinois. And Watkins to the line. Leroy Watkins with the free throws. Watkins now with 11 points in the game and 3 or 4 at the line.
Bruce Weber goes with a small ball handling lineup. He's got both his point guards on the floor. Try to get something going offensively.
The first 6 points of the second half have been scored by Illinois State. 10 to shoot.
Collum had the clear out offensively. There was no one on the low block, but he's not a threat off the dribble.
This is Mills, the freshman. Illinois State not only is defending, they are doing a much, much better job of rebounding and preventing second chance opportunities for the Saluki.
In the time that you and I spent with Kevin Stallings this morning, you can feel his intensity, his desire to win. He hates to lose, and you know at halftime he went in the locker room and told his guys, we're in this thing, we've got to make a few corrections and we can be back in it.
They were down 14, they're only down 8 now. Big difference in this half for Illinois State. Six consecutive points in nearly 5 minutes for Illinois State. Has taken a 14-point lead, 14-point deficit just to 8. The Salukis lead 39-31. Now let's take a look at our up-to-the-minute scores and schedules from the conference, the Missouri Valley Conference, brought to you by Monsanto, makers of Roundup Ultra Herbicide. 2, stop the press of scores. Evansville winning in Springfield against SMS 65-62, and Wichita State scoring 98 points in beating Creighton 98-85.
Turnover by Illinois State on the out-of-bounds play. Not the way Kevin Stallings had come out of that timeout. But check out Southern Illinois' scoring drought. They have not scored since a minute and 11 seconds in the first half, and we're already almost to the 15-minute mark here in the second half.
6 minutes, and the Salukis have not scored. Offensive foul. Brandon Mills is going to be called for an offensive foul called by Mike Sanzier. Foul on Mills, his first. But more importantly, 5 team fouls called against Southern Illinois, and we still have 15-10 left in the game.
We already talked about how good Illinois State is from the free throw line, shooting 75% as a team, which is 13th in the nation.
Underneath Watkins, jump hook. Leroy Watkins has 13 points, 4 over his average.
Kevin Stallings is looking to the crowd, calling for a little extra help from the 6th man, and there's the turnover. It's the defensive effort by Illinois State here in the second half that has been the difference.
A remarkable turnaround.
It's intensity right here. It's hard work, and it's Leroy Watkins working off the basketball for position.
Southern is 0 for 5 this half from the field.
Now Southern Illinois has got to remain calm. They've got to keep their composure.
There's a foul. That's on Watts. 6 team fouls. And on Watts his third. James Watts has 3. Chris Thunell has 3. 4 on Joshua Cross. And the team fouls 6-2 here in the second half. 6 against Bruce Weber's team.
Well, Bruce Weber's got to be concerned about his interior guys getting in foul trouble. Don't want to go small against the 7-foot Riley and the big power inside of Watkins. And that was a poor shot by Riley.
An air ball from 3. Collum trying to answer and smokes it home. Ricky Collum, the first points of the second half for SIU is a Collum 3. He has 15 points in the game on 5 3-point makes and 7 attempts. A giant bucket for the Salukis. Riley, great high-low, and Watkins lays it in.
It's just great spacing. We talked about Illinois State not having it in the first half. Offensively, they've done a much better job of spreading the floor.
Reach-in foul called on the freshman Victor Williams of Illinois State.
Here's Ricky Collum in transition. Illinois State does not match up. And then watch the high-low game, the patented traditional high-low game of Illinois State, because they had terrific spacing at the offensive end.
Tilman, Jenkins. And he'll go to the line. The Redbirds gave up the baseline, and Jenkins used his quickness to get to the line.
Well, Jenkins sees the big man come at him. He knows he's going to blow right by him. Riley picks up the foul from behind. Well, Watkins was there on the help as well as Bryson.
And Illinois State has 4 fouls on 7-footers shown. With L.D. Murdoch out for the season with a knee injury, the Redbirds are painfully thin depth on the inside. Monte Jenkins with the free throw down. He has 6 points. And take a look at the free throwing by the Salukis. Now, how do they shoot 55 at home, Debbie, and 71 on the road?
You know, it's amazing, and I think it's a lack of concentration at home. You know, they get to the line more at home because they're more aggressive. And you would expect that because you don't expect to get calls on the road to get to the free throw line. 21 attempts from the free throw line at home, 16 on the average on the road. So maybe that's why they don't get to the line as much, so they have a better chance of making it.
And they're 8 for 10 at the line in this game. Williams misfires on the 3-point attempt. Hits the board on the tip from Watkins. Good hustle by Pearson. He has a chance for a 3-point play. Kenneth Pearson only averages a point a game. Gives the Redbirds a lift.
And he only averages 10 minutes a game because of that guy right there, L.D. Murdoch, and the ACL injury. But Pearson, the senior, stepping up. Finds an angle to the glass, just pushes Thunell under the basket. Thunell too far underneath the glass. And look at the reaction by the senior, Pearson. He's going to get a chance to earn it the old-fashioned way.
Out of Conroe, Texas, in one game. He gets the roll on the free throw. He's only 38% at the foul line for the year. Last year in a game, Pearson, as you take a look at L.D. Murdoch, Pearson had 11 points in 81 seconds last year in one game. Pearson now has to play for this team. With the injury of Murdoch, 44-38. The lead for Southern back to 6 with 13 minutes left in the game. Southern Illinois killed Illinois State in the first half on the boards. It's just the opposite this half. 13-2 Redbirds, leading to 9 second-chance Redbird points. And here's a chest bump called on Bryson.
Hand check.
First foul on Bryson, 4th team foul on Illinois State.
You know, Bryson has not forced it offensively. He's the leading scorer for Illinois State at 17.5 a game. He's let the game come to him. That's a sign of maturity for a young guy, and he's doing it on the defensive end.
You know, he had a freak injury in the weight room in the off-season, which has bothered him all season long. Kevin Stallings told us this morning he ran into a weight.
Just split the muscle away from the bone. It's really a freak incident, but that's kind of the way things have gone injury-wise this year for Illinois State. Leroy Watkins, he's limited with that high ankle sprain. He can't go 35 minutes a game.
Jenkins, they double him in the corner. Good job by Pearson. Fresh clock for the Salukis to work. 12:26 left in the game. Pull up by Jenkins. Bingo.
Great screen by Tilman. He sacrifices his body on the down screen. Bruce Weber directing and orchestrating where he wanted the ball reversal to go so he could get Jenkins coming off the down screen.
9-point Saluki lead. Illinois State's made a couple runs. Watkins. Good defense by Tilman. Watts gets the rebound. Schrader. Tilman blocked by Leroy Watkins, and they're going to call a body foul, I believe, on Watkins.
Transition baskets are at a premium at this game, and Schrader does a great job of penetrating, drawing the help. Tilman runs the floor, and there you see Watkins. I don't know, that was close.
Leroy Watkins has 3 personal fouls. So now Riley has 4, and Watkins has 3.
But you know that Watkins is a shot blocker, so you've got to take it right at him. He's doing a terrific job trying to help on the weak side. And now offensively, Illinois State loses their low post threat with 3 personal fouls to have to sit on the bench.
And Debbie, the Redbirds right now have only 3 post players, and 2 of them are in foul trouble as the free throw knocked down by Derrick Tilman. Illinois State trying to make a run here, but Southern Illinois so far has had answers. Southern Illinois led by 14 at half. Then Illinois State made a furious comeback. Now Southern Illinois back to an 11-point lead here in Normal for the very best hoops in the heartland. And I can't wait for this. Don't miss the State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Women's Tournament. It's March 4th through 6th at the beautiful Knapp Center in Des Moines, Iowa. For more information or tickets, call 515-271-3791. And they get a big doings here after that, as they will host here at Illinois State a Division I Women's Midwest Regional Final here.
And I'll tell you right now, Mitch, Illinois State has done a terrific job in selling tickets. So the #1 regional in the country right now sold nearly 2,000 tickets. And if you have not bought your tickets for this regional, you better get it, because the caliber of play on the women's side that's coming into this building is going to be spectacular. Now, you can't forget that the winner of the regional goes on to the Final Four, so it's going to be heated basketball in here.
You're talking about maybe a Connecticut, maybe a Louisiana Tech, maybe a Purdue, maybe a Notre Dame, one of the real marquee teams playing in this arena.
And of course, you can't forget Tennessee, who's #1 in the country right now.
Would they stick them here?
No, I don't think they're going to come here, no. I think they're going to stay at least for the Mid-East. I think there's a very good chance, though, that Purdue can get it.
Yeah, I could too, and that's the alma mater of this young man. Kevin Stallings, as Tyrese Bryson drains 2 free throws. He has 6. Southern Illinois has done a good job on Tyrese Bryson in this game, Debbie. 1 for 5 from the field, just 6 points.
You know, I mentioned before about him showing a sign of maturity, about how he's just let the game come to him. But you're right, the counter side of that is the defense on him, the attention that he brings on the scatter report for the opposing team.
Leroy Watkins trying to defend inside on Derrick Tilman. It's 10 to shoot for Southern Illinois, leading by 9, and it's an illegal screen. An illegal screen is going to be called on Southern Illinois, and Bruce Weber is about ready to take that tie off.
Well, he's mad, and he's upset a couple times in this half where possession has been taken away off the ball.
Legal screens, tough to call.
Take a look right here. Watts. He's moving without the basketball.
5:50. Illinois State away in their own shack. 8:25 left in the game. Near by Williams. Jenkins wants the ball with 17. Turns it over. Third palm of the game on Monte Jenkins.
He just lost control of that one. I would have called that travel instead of palming. And Bruce Weber just can't believe the call.
As he's in Jenkins. Now all of a sudden, Illinois State can slice into the tape further. The cut. Pearson fights and ties up Ricky Collum. And it's going to call it simultaneous, or the defense force it. And Ricky Collum appears to be injured. He hit or hauled hard. They're going to go to the arrow and give it to Southern Illinois. They will call it simultaneous possession. And Ricky Collum is down. He hit his hard on the floor. And the ball with Kenneth Pearson. When we return, we'll have simultaneous possession and Southern Illinois basketball. But I tell you, the Valley is tough this year.
You need an agent, all right. Theatrical agent.
Southern Illinois hanging on to a 55-50 lead, getting physical here in Norman.
Watch right here, Ricky Collum off the basketball, tries to help, and then he's going for the rebound. Pearson comes crashing in, and watch, boom, right there. Collum takes a shot to the jaw off of Pearson's knee. He was slow to walk off the floor. He's going to take a seat right now. Mets will run the point for Southern Illinois.
When you have a choice of hotels, choose Drury Inn's, the official hotel of the Missouri Valley Conference. With a free quick start breakfast and many other complimentary services, Drury Inn's a good choice. Experience the Drury difference. Call 1-800-DRURY in and request the Missouri Valley Conference special rate. One of our great sponsors in the conference. 7:49 left in the game. Southern Illinois leads by 5.
Ricky Collum's eye is already closing up like a boxer. It's huge, his black eye. Got some ice on it on the bench.
Schrader gets a leg blowing by the Redbird defense. Abel Schrader has 9 points. And there's a look at Ricky Collum needing a cut doctor.
Look at that eye. It's already black and blue.
57-50. Hartmill, Riley wants a three. He is hit.
Okay, Riley's tried two. I don't think Riley will take that shot anymore today. I think he needs to work hard down on the blocks. And Kevin Stone's going to have to get his big guy into the next dead ball. Leroy Watkins. He's got nothing on the box right now, Mitch.
Jenkins missing a three. Schrader's over the back of Victor Williams. There'll be free throws for Victor Williams. Sean Riley this year beyond the arc, Debbie, 3 of 14.
Riley's 7 foot. Southern Illinois, tallest guy is 6'9". They need to take advantage of that inside. Riley likes to face up, though. He's got good perimeter skill for a 7-footer. But right now, Illinois State needs somebody to score down low.
Victor Williams been very good at the line. 4 of 4. He has 10 points. And 7 steals in the game earlier this year. Leroy Watkins back in with his 4 fouls. So with 6:57 left in the game and a 57-51 SIU lead, both big men for Illinois State have 4 fouls and they're both in the game. Under 7 minutes. 6-point lead for the Salukis. Schrader. Illinois State's made it tough for the most part on Southern in this half. And there's going to be a foul on Joshua Cross. Trying to get to the ball, and that's his 4th foul. We told you earlier he had 4. We were mistaken. That's 4 on him. 4 on Watts. 4 on Cross.
The best place to rebound is the weak side, and Cross is going to try to get to the glass. Leroy Watkins almost going to get called for the foul for holding. And that's what Cross is complaining about, and that's what Bruce Weber's talking about also. Now, you know Watkins has 4.
You know,
Southern
we were
Illinois' bench knows that as well. They're trying to go right at him.
Well, we were wrong. We were right originally. That's 5 team fouls on Joshua Cross. On 5 personal fouls, so Joshua Cross fouls out of the game at 6:34 left. And Illinois State is going to have 1 and 1 at the other end, trailing 57-51. And a chance for Illinois State to score with the clock stop. Again, Southern Illinois has not had a 2-point field goal in this half. All threes or free throws. Watkins at the line, 62% for the year. 4 for 5 in the game. And Ryan Crowley comes back in for the Redbirds. Leroy Watkins, one of the great shot blockers in recent years in the conference. 5 and 1 game this year. Splits a pair at the line, 5 points, Saluki lead. Southern. Schrader around Cartmill. Good help by Sean Riley. Mel's for 3. Breaks it off Thunell. Out to the Redbirds.
You can see how Ricky Collum's absence on the floor affects Southern Illinois at the offensive end. Collum has been red hot from beyond the arc. I don't think he's going to be able to come back in this game. Not sure about that. We haven't gotten the word officially.
Cartmill for 3. Kyle Cartmill, who's had some huge buckets in his career on Missouri Valley Conference games of the week, drills a 3. It's a 2-point game.
He uses his dribble to go behind the screens and uses the screens well in the offense.
Thunell to Tilman, missing the jam.
How was that not Leroy Watkins' 5th foul?
Illinois State catches a break, and Bruce Weber unhappy there was not a foul called. 5:20 left in the game. Illinois State can take the lead with the 3.
Look at Riley working inside. He's open.
Inside, Crowley. Bryson. Ryan Crowley to tie it.
That's not the guy Illinois State wants taking the shot right now. You've got Watkins on the block, and you've got Cartmill at the last 2 threes.
The last time Illinois State was within 3 points, it was 16-14 at 10:38 left in the first half. All of a sudden, it's a 2-point game again. Let's take a look at the missed dunk by Derrick Tilman.
Watch Tilman and watch Watkins come into your screen on the lower half. He goes up to contest a challenge. I don't understand how his body is not considered a foul right there as he bumps into Tilman. And Bruce Weber was irate on the sideline over that. But then Cartmill uses the screen and his dribble to improve his opportunity to get a look. And he drills it from outside.
Cartmill has had some big moments in his career for Illinois State. Had the game-winning assist last year when Illinois State beat Tennessee in the NCAA tournament. 57-55, just under 5 minutes left in the game.
And now for Southern Illinois, your lead goes from 14 to 2 without your starting point guard. And Mills has got to be ready to take on the pressure.
And Mills nearly threw it away. Rescued by Thunell. Schrader. And the rebound at Bryson for Illinois State. And Bryson limping up the floor.
This place is going to go absolutely nuts if Illinois State can score in this possession. But Kevin Stallings wants to make sure they get a good look.
Yeah, it's important enough for him to use a 20-second timeout.
Well, Crowley's a good shooter, but you don't want him in this situation taking the shots down the stretch. What you really want is Cartmill or Watkins, while Watkins still has time on the floor.
Kevin Stallings, 72% winning percentage in the Valley since he's been the head coach. Next week, we'll go just up the interstate. We'll be at Bradley, where Jim Molinari has done an unbelievable job with the Bradley Braves at 9-4, a game out of first place. They will host Steve Alford's Southwest Missouri State Bears. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off Central Time, so please note it's a Saturday night game and an 8 o'clock tip-off at Bradley next week. Williams. See Illinois State set play here. Either tie or take the lead. Bryson, it's a give and go to Riley. And he calls a quick timeout to avoid a turnover. Riley, who's getting ready to step out of bounds. A very intelligent player and a great student, already has his degree. Called timeout to avoid a Redbird turnover. Riley was on the tightrope.
Towing that line, trying to get the timeout. Does a good job looking right at the official, making eye contact.
Again, he already has his. You see him back to you. Sean Riley, a brilliant student, Debbie, and wants to go to medical school, be an orthopedic doctor.
He graduated in December with a degree in biology. He's finished his degree. Working on his master's degree right now. Got to take classes to play, Mitch.
Yes, you do. 12 hours.
That's right.
You have at least 12 hours. So Sean's just taking stuff, getting him ready for medical school. And you know what? He has another year of eligibility. Quick pull-up off the inbounds play. Cartwell not there. Bryson swats it out of bounds. It'll go to Southern Illinois. I said Illinois State's great at scoring off inbounds plays, and they had a great opportunity to tie the game. As now Kevin Stallings will play defense-offense substitution and get Riley out of the game.
Picking up a little bit more full court pressure on Mills, the freshman, which is a good decision by Kevin Stallings.
Nice seal by Watts, and he finishes. Good entry from Monte Jenkins.
Just a great offensive series. The whole entire offense was up high above the free throw line, took the help side away.
Salukis by 4 inside of 4 minutes. Southern Illinois led 39-25 at halftime.
Mills looking for the three.
Bryson against Schrader. Williams blocked by Schrader. Pearson. Pearson again lays it in. Kenneth Pearson, 7 points, all in the second half when the Redbirds had needed him most.
And Kevin Stallings talking about Pearson today said, hey, I can't even practice the guy. His knees are so bad, I just got to let him play game time. He'll be hurting tomorrow, but his effort is worth it.
Yeah, the injury situation for Illinois State includes the players that are still playing for the Redbirds. Many of them playing hurt. Bryson, Watkins, and Pearson, as you mentioned.
Look at Watts inside. He's open. Give him the ball.
Good defense by Watkins.
That's a freshman error right there by Mills. Throws it to the wrong side. If he waited one more second and let Watts keep working on the blocks, he would have had Watkins sealed inside.
2 steals for Watkins. He now becomes only the 3rd player in Illinois State history to have 1,000 points, 100 blocks, and 100 steals. Cartwell missed a chance to give Illinois State the lead.
It's defense right here for Illinois State. Southern Illinois needs a basket.
Cartwell knocks it out of bounds. As the spirited play in the Missouri Valley Conference continues. We're headed for the last 2 minutes. Southern up 2 on the road.
Some mornings, you just want to wake up, go downstairs.
MVP travel agent at 1-800-9904-SUN.
2:24 left in the game in Normal, Illinois. Southern Illinois leading Illinois State 59-57. As Bruce Weber talking to his team. They had a 14-point lead at half, but Illinois State's come right after.
Well, Bruce Weber wants to get Ricky Collum back in the basketball game if he can.
Here's the free throwing for Southern Illinois in the last 2 minutes, and it's been very good. Now, there's another reason they're winning games, is they're knocking down free throws when it counts.
And they've got an experienced point guard from the JUCO ranks, and Ricky Collum. They knock down free throws. They take care of the ball at the end of the game, and you're right, their defense has been the constant. But Kevin Stallings right now, his team has battled. You know that they have enough steam to carry this thing all the way through, based on their adrenaline and how hard they battled, trailing by 14 at the half to get it to 2, and have yet to take the lead in the first, or take the lead here in the second half.
Illinois State 16 of 21 at the foul line. They were 21 of 22 in an earlier game this year, and 27 of 30. Now they have to play defense, trailing by 2. The Redbirds do.
Monte Jenkins hasn't touched the ball much in the offense.
Oh, a deep 3 by Chris Thunell. From just outside of Carbondale, just off the bus. He ropes one home, and it's a 5-point lead for Southern. What a huge shot by Chris Thunell, last year's Missouri Valley Conference Newcomer of the Year. Under 2 minutes. Riley catches deep. This is out of bounds to Illinois State.
But Riley has a good look. Terrific execution on the pick and roll. And Riley gets to the block. You know that Southern Illinois is showing a lot of help and hedging on those ball screens, but they're not switching. Good call by Kevin Stallings to run the pick and roll and try to get Leroy Watkins or Sean Riley down on the blocks. And another eye problem. Looks like a little contact problem for Chris Thunell.
Chris Thunell has an eye injury. And let's announce our champions, players of the game. First of all, Leroy Watkins, nice line, nice effort, playing hurt, good numbers.
Couple blocks, couple steals. He's done the whole thing tonight, playing on that hurt ankle.
And for Southern Illinois, is it Ricky or Rocky Collum?
He took a shot. You're right, Mitch.
So we'll call him Rocky Collum for this day. Our champion player of the game. Shot missing from Bryson.
Great
and a
steal. Bryson's got to score or get to the line. Okay, it's a 5-point game, Mitch. So now Illinois State gets to the free throw line. They've got to knock them down while they're there, and then they've got to play terrific defense.
Two guys, here we go.
Number 12, Tyrese Bryson to the free throw line.
Tyrese Bryson to the line with 1:15 left in the game, 62-57. Free throw missing from Bryson. And he's an 85% shooter, Debbie. He's missed 2 today. He's 3rd in the league in shooting free throws.
Well, you come up with a terrific defensive play. You've got to knock down the free throws.
Second shot up and in by Tyrese Bryson. He has 7.
Here comes the full court pressure by Illinois State. They've got to generate something off their defense here. It's a 4-point game. Still a 2-possession game for Illinois State. They've got to get a stop.
Both teams in the double bonus. Quick foul.
Boy, the one place that Crowley cannot let Schrader beat him on the double team is up the sideline. You got to force him back to the middle where you get help.
25, Ryan Crowley.
And in particularly up the sideline in front of the opponent's team's bench, because they're going to make it real hard on you over there if they get trapped. And this will be Abel Schrader to the line, as he'll have 2 shots. Both teams again, as mentioned, in the double bonus. Oakville, Illinois. Boy, they play some good hoop down there in the downstate part of Illinois. Schrader knocks it down. Southern Illinois signed a kid from Mount Vernon who's just lighting people up, as Illinois has good high school basketball. Again, Illinois State playing offense, defense. And take a look at the timeouts remaining. Everybody's out of 20. 2 big shots by Schrader. Bruce Weber's team up 6. 73 seconds left in the game.
Well, now Southern Illinois has got to rely on their D, their stingy D. They can't give up. They can't foul here.
SIU 18-21 at the foul line, is season high. 3 by Cartmill. Spinning out of there. It was halfway down. And Thunell will get free throws.
Well, Cartmill had a good look. It just wouldn't go down. Not a panic situation for the 3 right here. It's the best option that they had available. Cartmill gets a great look from beyond the arc. He can't put it down. And then Illinois State forced a foul. And unfortunately for Riley, that's his 5th.
He's disqualified with 54 seconds left in the game. And again, Southern Illinois doing it today with defense and free throwing. As a season high 86% as Sean Riley fouls out of the game with just 4 points. He had 17 8 days ago against the Salukis, 23 against Drake when he didn't miss a shot, 20 against Bradley.
And again, I go back to L.D. Murdoch, a player who can score down on the blocks, can rebound, and how badly Illinois State is missing him in the rotation today.
Thunell hits the free throw. He has 7. And Illinois State turns right around and plays their midweek War on 74 game at Bradley. There are rivals coming up during the midweek.
Some token pressure applied by Southern Illinois just to try to take time off the clock.
They set up Cartmill again. This one's going to go to Illinois State. Nice touch by Jenkins.
Well, they have to have 3s now.
Down 8. 45 seconds left. Jepson gets hammered on the inbounds play and no call. Pulled down by Tilman.
That's the guy they want to foul, the freshman Mills, who's a 50% free throw shooter on the season thus far. Hasn't had very many opportunities to get to the line. But he's the guy to foul on the floor right now for Southern Illinois.
Tough kid out of Memphis, Tennessee, the only freshman on this Southern Illinois team. Big shots to beat Indiana State. Also in double figures against Southeast Missouri State when he had 14. Plus he can probably throw batting practice for you. 50% shooter for the year, but knocks down the first. He'll get another.
Well, what a terrific job. What a great game plan Bruce Weber had coming into the game today. And, you know, it doesn't change much. It's all about defense.
Both these coaches coached for Gene Cady at Purdue. And they're good friends. But Southern Illinois is about ready to sweep Illinois State in the regular season. A foul. This is going to go against John Andrea Marcaccini. And Leroy Watkins will get some free throws. Bruce Weber, a 19-year assistant for Gene Cady. 1 at Western Kentucky, 18 at Purdue. And Debbie, I'm impressed. This guy acts like he's been a head coach for 15 years.
I think you're exactly right. It's his first year calling his own shots on the sideline, and he looks like he's been doing it forever. The way he prepared his team, his practice last night was so impressive. Everything they do is within the system, the offensive drills they run, moving with a purpose offensively. Excellent coach.
Southern Illinois has a great tradition, as does Illinois State. Southern had the great years with Rich Herron. Prior to that, Jack Hartman down there won an NIT championship with Clyde the Glide Frazier and others. And I tell you what, folks in Southern Illinois are very excited about the Saluki basketball team. The Salukis are making noise, and they too will be a very dangerous team in St. Louis in the postseason tournament in late February and the first day of March. This half, the Salukis are 16 of 18 at the foul stripe after that miss by Tilman. And don't think Illinois State's going to wave a white flag the rest of the season either. They're doing it with a short stick right now, but they're going to stay after it, and they'll get all over Bradley during the midweek. Bradley's second in the league, a game behind Evansville.
That's a bad foul by Jenkins. He doesn't need to be reaching like that. He just needs to keep Bryson in front of him. You certainly don't want to stop the clock and put Bryson on the free throw line.
That's kind of what Coach Weber's thinking.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
Bryson, it's a free throw, get another. Now, you alluded to it, I think, in the first half, of who you're going to vote for Coach of the Year. It's too early and it's too hard. There are a lot of people doing a great job in this league of coaches.
The league has been terrific. We've had such great games on the Valley TV package. And you don't want to get beat long.
Deep throw. Missing the layup. And Southern Illinois is going to win for the first time in Normal, Illinois since 1996. And the Salukis, as the layup in by Jepson, the Salukis are going to sweep the regular season series over their in-state rivals. Bruce Weber, best friends, good friends with Kevin Stallings. They shake hands, and Bruce Weber's Southern Illinois Salukis go to 8-5, 8-5 in the league with a 69-63 win over Illinois State. Let's take a look at our Rawlings play of the game.
Ricky Collum, our player of the game, knocks down the three. He was terrific from the perimeter, a terrific scoring threat, and did it on the defensive end and setting the tone.
And it's when that play happened. Illinois State had cut it to 2, ready to take the lead, and Collum put him back up by 5.
Engineered to be great cars.
Mitch Schultz is back at Redbird Arena in Normal, Illinois, where the Southern Illinois Salukis continue their outstanding season, beating Illinois State 69-63, hitting 23 of 27 free throws and 10 threes, and plus their great defense this year. Our next TV game will be Saturday night in Peoria, Illinois. as the Bradley Braves will host the Southwest Missouri State Bears. For Debbie Antonelli, this is Mitch Holtis. Southern Illinois beats Illinois State 69-63. Enjoy the rest of your Valley weekend.